Hi everyone, welcome to another video tutorial on Computer Tech Forum. Today we'll be discussing about two of the most used network administrative and ethical hacking tools, the Netcat and the NCAT. These two tools are often referred to as the Swiss Army knife because of their versatility in network administration. The Netcat, most of the time abbreviated as NC, was created by Orbit in the year 1996. On the other hand, NCAT was created by Nmap as part of the Nmap project. Both NCAT and Netcat are network analysis tools used for accomplishing tasks such as port scanning, which involves scanning a target host for open port, banner grabbing, which involves gathering useful reconnaissance information about target hosts such as OS types and other services available. It can also be used in transferring files. Most network administrators, instead of using the file transfer protocol, the FTP, or other techniques to transfer files, uh, prefer to use NCAT or Netcat, which is based on the standard TCP and UDP protocol. In order for or more machines to communicate or transfer files, you will need to set up NCAT or Netcat in both listening and connecting mode. So if this is the first time you are using the Netcat or NCAT, you can go to the manual page to view the manual instruction about how to use the Netcat or the NCAT. Uh, Now I'm going to pinpoint some of the most essential flag or option when it comes to the Netcat. If you see the usage instruction here is NCAT option hostname and port. The NCAT is the application in use. The option is the flag here, which we are going to choose, and the host name is your target PC, and the port is used to specify which particular port you want your connection or you want your network to listen on. Uh, Talking about some of the most important connection, the very first one is the listing flag. The list flag is used to bind and listen for incoming connection. Another one is the port flag, which is the P. So we can call, sometimes we call it the source port. This specify the source port to use for the connection. And we also have another important flag such as the U. The U flag is used to tell NCAT that you want to use the UDP protocol instead of the default TCP protocol. We also have another important flag such as the O flag, which is used to dump session data to a file. So if you are using NCAT, for example, let's say you created a chat session between two or more PC, and you would like to get the output of this chat session into a file, probably on the host computer or any of the communicating devices. So you can use the O option to dump session data to the file. So another important option here is the wait time. So you could specify connect time out. That is the time for the connection to be on till it disconnects. So when you scroll down to the bottom of the page, you can see some other functionality of the NCAT. There are some functionality in the NCAT which are not supported by the Netcat. Functionalities such as using the SSL, the secured layer, and also proxy is also not supported by the Netcat. These two connection type are not supported by Netcat. So we also have some other functionality such as allow. This is when I want to allow a certain host or IP address on the network. We also have allow file. The allow file is used to allow list of hosts or IP address on the network. We have deny. This is usually used when you want to deny a particular IP address for connecting to your connection. We also have the deny file. This is when you want to blacklist some list of some host or IP addresses from connecting to the network. We have the chat session. The chat session is supported both by the Netcat and the NCAT. This is used to create a chat session in between two or more PCs. This uses a simple NCAT chat server. So one of the PC that listening for connection becomes the host of the chat session, while other PC connected become the client. During connection, information broadcasted by the host, which is the chat server, is going to be visible to every client on the network, while the information sent by the client will not be visible to the chat server. Ah, Enough about the manual page. Let's get to business. So now I'm going to show you how you can create a listener. So I'll go to my window machine. So I will say let's declare this. So you can see I open two. Okay, this is just one. So I'll open another one. So I'll actually use one for the connection. I use one to check for my IP address. So I'm going to use the IP config, check for the IP address. So you can see this is my default gateway and this is the IP address of my window machine. So I'm going to copy this IP address first. So I will create a connection with this. I'll say NCAT listening on then with verbals on port 1, 2, 3, 4 and enter. So this creates a listener on any, which is indicating 0.0.0 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the port. This is indicating that any IP address can connect to this network. And so I will go to my window to the Linux machine to connect to this particular network we just created. So I will go to the Linux machine. So I'll use a sudo NCAT, the IP address of the host, which is the IP address of the system that created the network. So I'll paste this, and the port is port 1, 2, 3, 4, the same port. So let's look if there's a connection between the two PC. So we'll go back here. So let's try to send a message from here. So let's say hello. Okay, we have our connection right here. So we have, as you can see, connection from 192.168.43.49, which is the Kali IP address. So to confirm this, I'll open another terminal. So I can just say IPA to list the IP. So you can see this is the IP address of the Kali machine, 192.168.43.49. So I'll go back to the window machine. So we have a connection on this port. So now let's try to send a message to see if the Linux machine receive this message. Hello, I am window machine. So we send that and check our virtual machine if it saw that. Okay, good. We have hello, I am the window machine. And let's try to reply and see if the window machine receive this message. Okay, I am Kali Linux. Okay, so let's go back and see if the window machine is able to see this message. Okay, as you can see, okay, I am Kali Linux. So we have these two machines talking to each other. This is a simple illustration of how you can create a communication between two machines. Now we've seen how we can create a connection within two machines. So the problem of this default connection in NCAT is that this connection we just created is not secure. That is, anyone who is able to capture the data packet between these two machines can be able to find out the communication between these two machines. So let's try to see how this can be done. So I will enter the password. Okay, so we can launch our Wireshark. So let's go to my Wireshark. I think I used it recently. Wireshark, good. So I'll open the Wireshark machine. I'll give it a password. My password. Okay. So what we actually want to do now is we want to capture the communication between the window machine and the Kali machine to see if we can actually figure out the communication between them. So what we're going to do is okay, it's coming up. So wait for that to come up. So when it loads up, we have to select the Ethernet 0. Okay, and we wait for our Wireshark to start capturing. Okay, the Wireshark have started capturing, so I can go back. So let's try to continue our communication. So I could say hi. So guys, please subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Okay, I just sent this. Let's see if our window is still communicating. Okay, I think this should take a little bit time. So I'm waiting for the message to drop. Okay, yeah. So yes, I have. Okay, good. So we have the two machines still communicating. So let's go back to our Wireshark and try to filter for the TCP protocol. So select the TCP. Press enter. Okay, we have our TCP. So I'll pick this connection and follow the TCP stream. So you can see the connection between these two systems. So anybody which is able to capture the data packet will be able to find out what has been going on between the two PC. So that is where the SSL comes in. I've seen how insecure the default TCP connection of our NCAT is. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to incorporate the SSL functionality into our connection and try to see if we can encrypt the chart so that even when the packet is being captured, our uh, information remain hidden. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a new connection, this time using the Kali machine as the host. So what I need to do is now is copy, I'll say sudo ncat listen verbose port 1234 SSL. Okay, so we have our port listening. So you can see the information generating a temporary 2048-bit RSA key. So this is our fingerprint, the SHA-1 fingerprint. You can see it here, and we're listening on port 1234 under any host. So under any host name. So what we're going to do now is try to connect using the window PC. So I'm going to say NCAT, the IP address of my Kali, which is 192.168.43.49. So on port 1234 for connect. So we have a connection from my window machine to on the Kali machine. So the two machines are in connection right now. So what I'm going to do now is before initiating my chart, I'm going to capture. So I will go to Wireshark, launch the Wireshark. So supply the password, admin password, and wait for Wireshark to load up. So we're going to be capturing again. So I'll select the channel 0, double click on it. and make sure your Wireshark is capturing. So now I can go back and communicate. Hello, I am Kali Linux. Okay, so let's see if the machine is receiving the connection. So we wait. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time eventually to come. Okay, let me try to reply and see. Okay, we have a problem. An existing connection was forcibly closed by remote host window. So let me specify the SSL. So we have another connection. So hello. Okay, this can receive. Hello. Can this also receive? Okay, good. So now we have the connection. The issue was while connecting, I didn't specify the SSL. So that is the problem we are having before. So I'll just close this uh, for better understanding. So I'll close this, clear, and I'll try to communicate again. So I'll clear this, and I'll make sure this is closed also. So I'll close this. So I'll clear CLS. So I'll create it again. So we're having sudo NCAT. We have the L port, the V port. We have the L flag, the V option, the P, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. We have the okay 5, include 5. Then we have the SSL. So we have created a listener. So we go to the window to connect. So we use NCAT, the IP address 192.168.43.49. Okay, the port is 12345, and we are connecting to SSL. Okay, we have another connection. So if we communicate, hello, are you there? So let's see if the window machine can hear that. Okay, yeah. Okay, we have the message. Hello, are you there? Okay, we reply yes. Okay, so we have two communication between the two systems. So now we're going to go back to our capturing to see if our messages are secured. So I'll filter by TCP and enter. So I'll go to my capture details. On the 49, the IP address 49, I will use the follow TCP stream and see. Can you see how the messages are encrypted? So we can hardly find a meaningful information from an interface like this. So this is the power of the SSL functionality in the NCAT. We are going to create a chat server between three different hosts. We have two Linux machine right here, and we have our Windows machine. Our window machine is going to be serving as the host computer. Then we're going to try to dump the chat session between the client and the host into the host system. We're also going to specify the key option because we want more than one PC to connect to our network. So what we're going to do right now is we are going to confirm the IP address of the host first. So this gives us the IP address of the host. So I'm going to just copy this. Control C. Then I'll start the listener from the host. using NCAT, the verbose, the listener, then the verbose port 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'll specify I want the chat session. Then I'll specify I want my chat session to be saved into a file called chat session.txt. Let me include that here. .txt. Then I'll specify the key because I want more than one connection, and I'll press the enter key. Okay, good. We have a listener. So all we need to do now is to connect from the different clients using the same IP address we just copied from the host. So I'll use sudo ncat. I'll paste the IP address and 1, 2, 3, 4, which is the port number, and enter to make a connection. Then I'll go to the second PC. I have Netcat installed, I don't have NCAT, so I'll use the NCAT command sudo nc 192.168.43. That is the host, so 106 on port 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's go back to the host and see if we have a connection. Okay, the connection is still pending, so we wait. Okay, nice. We have a connection. You can see we have from the IP address 192.168.43.49. We have another connection from 192.168.43.79, which is this machine, and 49 is this machine. So let's try to see if there's a connection by trying to broadcast a message from the host. So I'll broadcast a message from the host. Hello, client. Okay, good. We have both parties received the message. You can see hello from this machine. You can see the hello from this machine. You can also see the hello from this machine. So let's try to reply. Hi. Okay, good. We have hi broadcasted to this machine. Okay. So now that we have communication between the different machine, what we're going to do now is we're going to try terminate the listener and see if our file gets dumped into the chat sessions.txt. So I'll just Control C. I'm having difficulty here. Okay, this is terminated. This is also terminated. Okay, we have the host also terminated. So I'm going to dir into this directory to view our chat session file. So let's try to scroll chat sessions file. Okay, we have our chat session file. So let's try to open that using a notepad. So I'll say notepad chat session.txt. Okay, good. So we have the chat session right here. You can see the first one from user 356 already connected, nobody. So this is when the first user actually connected, and there were no other user on the chat. So we have another user 396 also connected, and we have the first broadcast from the server, hello client, and we also have the first reply from the IP from one of the system. And okay, we have the first reply from one of the system. We also have another reply from one of the system. This is how chat gets dumped into a file and saved on the system. So what I'm going to demonstrate next is I'm going to show you how we can send this document we just created in the host chat server into one of the client system. So I'm going to use first of all, you need to confirm what the IP address of the host is once again. Okay, so this is the IP address that we use to connect from the client. So to send this document, I'll use the first of all, let me dir to view the document name once again. So I'm sending the chat sessions, this one, chat sessions.txt. So I'll specify NCAT listing variables port 1, 2, 3, 4. Then okay, less than the file name chat session.txt. Okay, so I have my listener. So now I will go back to the client machine which I want to send my file to and say sudo NCAT the IP address of the sender, then greater than, then the name I would like to call the file. So let's call it CTF security chat session.txt and enter. So we have connection refused. Okay, connection refused. Is our port correct? Okay, good. We didn't specify the port, so I'll go back 1, 2, 3, 4 and enter. Good. We have a connection from the host, and if we terminate this, let me terminate this. Okay, make it bigger so we can see. If we terminate this and we ls into the directory, we can see our file right here. Then to confirm, we can cut cpf security that session.txt. Okay, it's right here. So we have all the information within it. So if you are not okay using the cat command, you can open it with any of your notepad. So I'll say have leafpad install, leafpad ctf security chat session.txt, and I have my leafpad open. So we have our chat session. So I hope you like this video. Please do subscribe and don't forget to click on the notification button to get alert anytime we upload a new video. Thank you.